So our topic today is surviving storms. And the passage that I want us to read from today, our short little devotion, is Hebrews 10:35, and it says, God is faithful in the storms of life. Do not throw away your hope in Him. I don't know how this 40-day fast is affecting you guys. I don't know where you are. I don't know spiritually where you are. I don't know mentally where you are, but God reminds us that He's faithful in the storms of life. If there's a story in Acts chapter 27 when Paul takes a journey back to Rome, and in fact he goes through several storms, he goes through several shipwrecks in order to get to Rome, but the soldiers, they were so scared, they were afraid, they threw away grain, they threw away treasures to make the boat light so that they wouldn't drown. And this was the same thing as throwing away money, and they didn't care about those things in this storm in their life, because all they wanted to do was survive, all they wanted to do was live. It's funny because beforehand Paul had even given a warning to the captains of the ships and also to the owners of the ship, saying that I've traveled these roads many times, I've gone through these storms. They're not something to be taken lightly. You can lose your life over them, but through the grace of God, it was only through the grace of God that he was saved. And he was telling them these things, but they didn't want to believe him because in their current situation in their lives, they only saw the fruit of money. They only saw the fruit of this world instead of seeing the fruit of God, instead of seeing the fruit of heaven. And so they chose to take a chance going into this storm, because the only thing that they saw at the end of the road was riches and wealth and gain, and they didn't see what God had for them. They didn't see what God had planned for them, but it's lucky that Paul was with them, because Paul, as they were there and they were throwing away these things, it's almost as if they were throwing away the things of this earth in order to save their lives. And Paul, the whole time he was there, he was telling them, he was saying, I have faith in my God. He will not forsake me. He will bring me through these storms. And sometimes that's what we need in our lives. We need that reminder that if God brought us to here, he surely will bring us through. And so I don't know if you guys understand that meaning. So it's like, if you're driving to the store, then you're going to drive back. So that's kind of what God's doing. If God brings you to a place, I guarantee you 100% he will bring you through to the other side. So I just want to encourage you guys today. I just want to lift you guys up that our God is beyond our storms. He is beyond our understanding. He is beyond our love. And he would never forsake us. He would never leave us. But we have to remain faithful. We have to remain strong. And even if dark times come, even if sadness, sorrow, grief, poverty, whatever it is, even financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, wherever you are, even if you feel like you're in a storm right now, there's darkness all around you, I want you to know that there's light, that God is going to be that light for you in your life, and like again, I'm just going to read it one more time. It says, God is faithful in the storms of life. Do not throw away your hope in him. So no matter what, cling and hold on to that hope, because that's all we have. Sometimes in life, that's all we have. We just have that hope, that we just hope and pray and cling on to the promise that God gave us. And if God promises you something, if he says that he's going to do something, I guarantee you that it's going to happen. There will never be a day that it will not happen, because God's words are eternal and he is faithful and he fulfills his promises. So I just want to encourage you guys with that today. That's a short little devotion. Your goal today is to write out your life struggles. Write out what you are struggling with, what your storms are, and believe that God's going to pull through on those areas. Believe that God will move in those areas and that he will bring you through there. He'll provide refuge and he'll give you rest from those. So that's pretty much it. God bless, guys. See ya.